Hey, what's up? It's your girl TInk, and right now I'm rocking out with the one and only Sarah Harrison. It's Lady in a Trap, y'all.
Who are you? This is the Sarah Harrison Show. You heard it here first, you dig?
Tink's in the building.
Yo, yo.
Chicago in the house.
Chicago in the house.
How's London treating you, man?
It's great, I love the city. I love the people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are very smooth out here, and they definitely appreciate the music.
Right?
Yeah, that's the greatest part about it.
For real. I can see you fitting right into the London culture. Like, we're so open to, different styles. I can see you experiment even just with your fashion. I can see you just molding and taking bits out of different places, I guess.
For sure. I'm definitely trying to, connect with the culture out here, and I like it. Like you say, you guys are open-minded, and that's definitely what I bring to my music is just different varieties of genres, and I'm rapping and I'm singing, and for you all to just have radio stations that play both and reggae music and dance. I heard about garage, and I'm loving it, man. I'm having too much fun.
I was actually going to touch on that. I saw you Snapchat, but then you put it on Instagram, and you're like, "Yo, the radio out here."
It's dope, man.
I love that.
It's dope. And in America, they kind of have it segregated, so it's you'll hear the same type of music on one station, but then I come out here and the radio station went from pop to R&B to rap to hardcore rap to reggae, then garage music. I'm like, wow, you guys really love music.
Yeah, it's a great eclectic mix.
It's
and
nice.
Right here on Bang 103.6 FM, we've actually been supporting your music from the mixtape days. So we've been playing your music.
Wow.
Yep, exactly.
See, that's real. That's day one. Man, that's so real.
Yeah, man. That's why
Yeah.
I'm really, really glad that I'm catching up with you. So you said singer and rapper. Which do you think comes first for you?
Oh, that's too hard, because I really do a mix of both. I don't think I can't really say I do one more than the other. So they equal. I can't split it up.
No, it's true. And I think you fuse them quite well as well. It's not like you're going to say, oh, I'm just going to rap on this song or I'm just going to sing,
Yeah, and that just comes to being an artist. I'm one of those artists where when I go into the studio, I do what I want to do because, nobody's writing for me.
Sick.
Or telling me, what to talk about. So I definitely have my freedom. And the fans appreciate that. You get a mix of everything. It's not too many artists that can do it.
It's true.
So I take advantage,
It's true. Tell me how TInk came about. Who actually came about with that name and that concept?
Well, I'll be honest. I released a track called Around the Clock. And Charlamagne the God, he's a radio personality from New York. Well, in New York. He actually hosted the song. And on the song, he actually just came up with this phrase. And he's like, if you ain't thinking Tink, you ain't thinking right. And then everybody kind of just started hashtagging Think Tink.
Damn.
And then over time, it just became like a stamp on my music, I'll say a phrase or a line from my music, and then after the phrase, I have to put Think Tink, because it's just like the thought process that I think my music represents.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of credit Charlamagne.
Yeah, man.
Nice
Shout out to
combination.
Charlamagne. Yeah, I'll give him his props. He did that.
What did you actually think about when Timbaland came to you and was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put Charlamagne on this record"? Was it Timbaland's idea? How did that Around the Clock record come about?
Well, I think Charlamagne and Timbaland have been in the studio a few days, and Timbaland, he's so excited and passionate about the music. Whoever he's around, he's gonna play it. He's gonna play my record. So Charlamagne heard it, and he instantly was just became a supporter. He hadn't met me. He didn't know what I looked like. He didn't know how old I was. He just loved the music.
Wow.
So Charlamagne told Tim, man, send me a record. I want to just drop some inspiration over one of her songs. And then when I did Around the Clock, it was like, oh yeah, this is perfect for Charlamagne to talk over.
That's so sick.
So it just aligned like that.
Yeah, and once you have Charlamagne in your corner, you can't really go wrong, because
yeah, Charlamagne is a tough critic. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys where he has no filter.
Exactly, man.
So yeah, of course, I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, and it's important to have people like him.
It is.
Because he really likes going against the grain. He's anti Drake. He's infamous for that. But I think it's important to not believe the hype all the time.
He's opinionated, exactly, and he stands by his judgment.
Right.
And a lot of people, they don't. You got a lot of followers out here who can't form their own opinion. So if he likes something, it says a lot.
True, true. So listen, I've heard like a couple of stories of how Timbaland actually came across you in the first go, like how Timbaland found out about TInk. So can we like
Clear the air.
confirm this? Can we confirm this? Was it because I've heard it was like someone singing along, like a celebrity singing along to your song or something on an Instagram post, or I heard you were in the studio with the interns, fellow Chicago producers as well.
Yeah,
Let's get the story.
Let's clear it up. No, Timbaland actually, he got wind of me. He was in LA with the interns. I was in Chicago. And of course, the interns playing music. They spent him my record, Don't Tell Nobody, which was pretty hot last summer. And Tim heard the record, and he instantly just fell in love with the music. So he called me that day. We talked for maybe 10 minutes over the phone, and then 2 days later, I was flying out to LA to meet him.
Sick.
So yeah, he heard the music. He didn't see any Instagram posts. He heard one song and was just kind of he knew what was up.
Great. And how did the link with the interns come about? Is it literally just you're Chicago? Let's stick together.
Well, yeah. I mean, the interns have been checking for me for a while because they're from Chicago, but they work out in LA.
Yeah.
So they hit me, and I kind of just flew out there to meet them and link up in the studio. Just like that.
I love that because I've met the interns and I just love their spirit. They really love to support their homegrown talent. They really do, even though they're doing great stuff in LA.
Right. Yeah, and that's another reason why Don't Tell Nobody was very special because it was a Chicago reunion because Jeremiah is also from the Chi, the interns from the crib, and me of course. So yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, that record went crazy in London, right?
Did it? Yeah, man. Every time I perform it, like I know all of us girls, we're like, you know what I'm saying? We like just going crazy when it comes on.
Yeah. So tell me what it's like growing up in Chicago, because from your music, I can kind of tell that you had to mature at an early age. So what was it like? What is the experience? Because I don't know if we get like a different perspective of Chicago in terms of the music that's at the forefront of Chicago right now, which is of course drill.
Yeah.
Artists like Chief Keef, Lil Durk. But what's your experience of Chicago?
Well, you hit it on the head when you said, it just matured me. Chicago, the city makes you kind of just grow up early because you see things that you shouldn't be seeing at a young age, and whether that's like your friends dying or, you know what I'm saying, maybe you don't have parents who look after you, so you're dependent on your grandma, or even if it's like just the school systems, like Chicago is one of those cities where there's not a lot of activities for the younger kids, so sometimes you just have to get it how you get it, you know what I'm saying? And for that reason, you got people who are like 13 and 14 who have to take care of themselves and like act as if they 30, and as far as, my personal experiences, I think like growing up in Chicago just made me a very, very honest person, and I take that and I put it in the music. Like, I won't lie to you, like in Chicago we don't listen to no bullshit. Like, you can't just say anything and people gonna be like, oh, this is great. Like, no, we want to hear realistic stuff, and maybe that's the reason why drill is so influential, because that's what's going on.
Wow.
So yeah, Chicago just made me always remember to keep it real and 100. No gimmicks. What you see is what you get. And that's just how Chicago is.
Can you put it down to like one particular experience or a period of your life which was like a changing moment for you, where you really grew up and you had to mature? Like, have you been through anything?
I mean, I've been through a few things as far as like, just living in Chicago. But I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think it's when I had to decide whether or not I wanted to apply for college or not. Because basically at that point, my buzz was growing while I was in high school. But by the end of my senior year, I had to make a choice whether or not I wanted to roll the dice and put everything into music as a career, or play it safe and just apply to Yale and, do the regular.
Yeah.
So at that moment, it was like, man, this is what I'm going to do. I got to really get my focus on. So
your first mixtape was like 2012, right?
Woo. Yes.
Yeah.
Winner's Diary, the very first mixtape. It was R&B, and a lot of people may know that mixtape by the record Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's very, very little TInk right there,
But listen, how old were you there?
Well, if I was 22, I had to be
17?
about. No, I was
16?
younger than that, 16.
That's crazy because I have to say it's quite seductive though, the whole way
Bonnie and
through.
Clyde.
But just the whole tape, even like the Winter
No,
Diary
I know
2.
I was wilding. I was wilding on that mixtape. I won't lie. I listen to it now, and I'm like, I had no filter back then. It was just like,
Girl.
I'm finna write what I want to write, and I hope my mama don't hear me.
That's what I was thinking the whole way through. Like, where did you find this freaky
No,
thing
but
so
I'm gonna
early?
let you in on a secret. I recorded my first mixtape, Winter's Diary, in my room. So you can imagine, it wasn't like I was around anyone. I was just trying to make some dope music, and I'm in my room on my computer at my desk. So I had to actually like try my hardest to mix my records and find beats on YouTube. A lot of those beats had like tags going through them. Like that was. I know if you listen to Winter's Diary too, Winter's Diary, you gonna hear like all type of sounds through the mixtape. You might hear a door getting slammed in the back. It was just real grimy.
Oh, I love it though. So you would say that from the first one to the second one, you made a transition like sonically, and because the production is a lot more cohesive in the second one, definitely.
Yeah, it's a big difference between Winter's Diary 1 and Winter's Diary 2. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for that because Winter's Diary 2 did its thing. I think that was maybe my biggest mixtape to date.
Of course.
In the mixtape world, virally, Treat Me Like Somebody did what it did. And just the entire project of Winter's Diary 2 sounded more smooth and a little bit more mature.
Yeah, for real. Now, of course, we have to touch on the fact that you're a female and the fact that there's like no females out there right now. I mean, even looking at your team, it's male-based and you're really holding it down right now. But what I really love about you is you've taken a firm step forward into being not like a harsh feminist, but not focusing on your sexuality either. You've got like a perfect balance in between the two, How important is it the way you portray your image?
I mean, it's very important, I always say, like, I don't want to give people the wrong image of TInk. Like, whether I have $500,000 in the bank or whether I have just, $5,000, I feel like you would probably still catch me in the same laid-back attire. And that makes a difference because I'm believable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, when people get their deals and they get their buzz, like sometimes the content of their music just go left. Right. And they start talking about stuff that, normal people don't have or normal people can't relate to, So for me, it's like my music has to be, who you see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I'm not one of those artists that cares about the money and the foreign designers, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about realistic topics and stuff we all go through. So when you see me, I look like your sister. I look like your best friend, like straight up. TInk is definitely for the people. Straight up.
I love the accent. I look like your sister.
Yeah, I look like your sister.
I love that. But yeah, please don't change. Even like your decor, keep it. It's important for females out there to not exploit their sexuality. I think it's so important.
Because you see, like the guys, you have like male rappers who can actually come up and they don't have to change how they appear. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick Lamar and like J. Cole, they perform in, you know what I'm saying, white tees and jeans.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes you feel like you're still connected to them,
right?
From the same person they were when you first fell in love with them.
Exactly.
So I always think about that. Like I can't be walking around in these big old heels and you know what I'm saying? It ain't me.
Yeah, you can't be detached from the fans, and you could see all the girls in your shows are just they can really connect with you, man.
That's right.
I love that. And actually, speaking of which, you said Kendrick Lamar as well. In a recent concert, I don't know if you heard, but he spotted a fan in the audience, and she was crying, and she said he saw her mouth the words, "You saved my life." So he felt something to bring her up onto the stage, and she performed with him. And later they had a conversation, and she was like, I was suicidal for a period, and your lyrics, your music has saved my life. Like,
That's so deep.
Exactly. Do you realize like your responsibility, your position to these girls?
Yeah, like and I say that all the time. Like, music really influences the world, and I don't know if artists understand just how just how much weight we hold, you know what I'm saying, on our shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Even someone's life depending on his lyrics or his
crazy.
music. It's crazy, you know. I always think about that though, you know, like when I'm writing music, I'm writing specifically for my fans, you know, because it's true. Like the way we present ourselves, what we do, what we post on our Instagram, people follow after that,
Right.
and it makes a difference. So I wish there were more artists who took that responsibility more serious.
For real. Have you ever had an encounter with a fan, or has anyone ever hit you up on a personal level and thought, wow?
Yeah, and it's so crazy, you know. I have a similar story to that. One of my mom's coworkers, her daughter, she was suicidal, and they put her in a psychiatric ward. And I thought to write her a letter, you know what I'm saying, just to cheer her up and let her know, like, you know, your life matters. And she replied, she told her mom, like, oh my God, you know, TInk made me want to live. You know, similar to what Kendrick said,
Yeah,
but me writing that letter to her gave her hope. So, you know.
It's important. I always
Yeah.
tell people never ignore the signs, and when you can
No.
help, be there, you know?
Yeah,
It's important.
you know, it only makes your life greater. You know, everything comes around. Karma is so real.
So true, man. We spoke about Chicago drill artists. Any collaborations maybe coming up with the guys?
Well, I'm always open. You know what I'm saying? Like I really do. I really do enjoy seeing Chicago coming up. I wouldn't mind hopping on a track with a Chance the Rapper.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And my boy Lil Herb, we got a record talking about, which was on Winter's Diary too. But Lil Herb is so dope to me. Lil Bibby as well. You just have to watch out, man, because everything, you know, the game changes every day, so you never know what you might see or hear.
Yeah, man, for real. That would be sick, you and Bibby. I love Bibby. I think he's so underground, but I think he's got a decent fan base right now.
He does, man. It's somebody's voice, you know. Bibby got one of those voices that can't be duplicated.
Yeah, for real. But listen, Tink, I kind of feel like you've given me a bit of confidence as a female right now.
Dope. Wow, that says a lot.
So can we try something out?
What's up?
We're going to try something. So no rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do a little sing-song together?
What song?
Million.
Okay. You wanna?
You do the lead,
Uh-huh.
and I do the harmony.
Okay.
Can we try this out?
First verse?
No, from when you go, your love. Your love.
Okay.
Yeah?
You ready?
Yeah, should we put it on?
Okay, cool. that helps.
Yeah, for real. Get the key, right? After this bit.
Okay. We having fun,
No
right?
rehearsal, guys.
No rehearsal, right?
I do the harmony, you do the lead.
No pressure. My life. What's the first thing on my mind? Your love's like my drug, I can't live without it. That's just what you do to me, boy. For your love, I proudly climb a mountain. Okay, that's just what you do to me, boy.
You are,
yeah, you are. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million to me. All right.
Woo!
You are,
Yeah,
you are. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million to me. And it goes on and on and on.
Something you do to me.
Said it goes on and on and on.
Something you do to me.
Goes on and on and on.
Something you do to me.
And on and
Ready?
on and
Something you do to me.
Hey. You're not bad. Let me
Big
check.
up.
Let me find out. You got a few skills over here.
Well, yeah, I'm an ex-singer.
I see you.
But no, I'm serious. Like looking at you, like we don't have your kind of role models right now, and I think you give confidence, especially how young you are, how you carry yourself. So please
Thank you, man.
continue it, man. Please
Thank
continue
you.
it.
This was
It's been a
dope.
pleasure, man. It's been a
Nice.
pleasure.
Shout out to Sarah Harrison, man. Lady in the Trap, the hardest music.
Shout out
The
to
hardest music.
In the trap,
The hardest DJ.
you'll find a lady.